Nice to meet you guys. I'm Ariana.
Nice to meet you, Ariana.
Ariana, yes.
Great.
I have
I'm
the
Justin.
merch, so I'm ready
Yeah.
to go. So, Beetlejuice and Lydia obviously have a bond throughout the show. How did you guys go about building that chemistry?
We ate a lot of fried chicken together. We did in Nashville.
We went one time.
But we ate a lot that one time. We ate so much. I ordered almost every side.
Oh, wow. So you guys kind of just talked and got to get to know each other?
Basically, I mean, you kind of have to. I mean, we spend so much time together in the show, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like over time, even just in rehearsal, like, we got closer, you know?
Yeah.
But the fried chicken did help. Yeah.
I don't like how you phrased it. We kind of have to.
No, I know. I didn't mean it like that.
I don't hate that you phrased it like that. It just sounds hurtful.
No, I didn't mean it like that. It's like
I totally get it.
I didn't mean it like that.
No, well, it sounded like that. Anyway, we have to, so that's how it happened. Is that what the fans want to hear?
So, Justin, Beetlejuice has some really crazy lines throughout the play. What are some of your favorites?
Some of the favorite lines that I have throughout the play?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. I mean, have you seen the show?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I don't know. It's really hard to pick. Because, and also out of context, I feel like any line that I pick will sound wildly offensive and crazy.
Are any of them improvised, or do you kind of feed off the crowd?
Yeah, they're like some lines are improvised. I would say that I improvise more like how I say things rather than what I say a lot of the time. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, we make up some fun bits on the spot, especially with the Maitlands. I find there's been a lot of improv happening there between us because there is so much lovely room for misunderstanding that like I'll find new ways to try to convince them. And Brittany and Will are so fun at coming up with new ways to try and annoy me. So I really enjoyed those moments. But yeah, I don't know. I love what do I love saying? I love saying it's showtime.
It's iconic.
It's iconic. No, it's fun to pop out of that table. I think that's probably that's the best line to say is when I don't want to ruin anything, but like I appear and say like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm so glad you changed your mind, kid. That's what I'm
So, Isabella, you also just graduated from high school. What is it like to make your debut on this show in such a big role?
It's really crazy. It's a very different experience than the shows I've done in the past, like growing up in San Jose. It's really fun though. I've gotten so much support from my family, friends, and also just like the company. And I've been having a really amazing time. And the people watching too, I mean, the audiences are insane. They're so fun to work with, but yeah.
Yeah. And how long does it take you guys to do the hair and makeup? Because obviously you guys don't look like Lydia and Beetlejuice every day.
Thank you.
For me, it's actually really quick. I just over time, like once you do it over and over, you learn you can do it pretty quickly. I have my hair pinned in around half hour, and it takes like 5 minutes, and then my makeup is pretty quick too, like 15 minutes.
Yeah, I have a whole team. I have an awesome hair person named Daryl and makeup person Allie, and it takes the three of us about 30 minutes to get the whole thing together. They're very fast. They're really good at what they do. I just sit there.
How long does it take to get off though?
That is more my responsibility, and that is just a fist fight between me and the shower.
Yes. Isabella, to me, Lydia has a pretty iconic closet. What is one of your like things that you would steal from her closet?
Oh my gosh, her her iconic black dress and her boots. I mean, it's so awesome. There's so many details in the dress, and my favorite are the pins around. It's really fun. She loves pins.
Yeah, I like the bow details in her tights. I think
Yeah,
that's super cute and very sweet and ironic for her.
right.
But what is your guys' favorite scene of the entire show? You can have a
My
couple.
my favorite scene is the scene right before creepy old guy. That's my favorite scene because
Oh yeah.
there's there's I don't do that much, but I'm like trying so hard not to laugh because there's just like so much going on, and it's so fun watching the audience go, "What? What is happening?
Yeah.
What's going on?" It's so funny.
I think those skeleton costumes are my favorite part of the show. All of our ensemble people who get in those skelly costumes are really fun to watch. My my favorite one is, I think, Say My Name. The one that we get to do together is when we first get to meet on the roof. We're both like kind of at our lowest and then turn around. And then we both immediately go from being at our most depressed straight into manipulating each other. It's really fun.
Yes, I love when Lydia is, it's for like a set design thing. I love when Lydia is in the netherworld because it does look like it's so many layers.
It's so cool, right?
Yeah.
That effect is awesome.
Yeah.
I really like how simple it is.
Mhm.
Like, compared to all the crazy stuff that's happening throughout the show, that simple type of set for the netherworld, I think really is powerful. I really like it.
Yeah, that's really smart and right. I think that like I feel like it gives you so much space. There's so much chaos all the time that like it gives like you space to do that. Like Isabella singing Home is my favorite thing to listen to in the whole show. And I think it just like it makes so much room for all this stuff to happen before we go into Creepy Old Guy, which is again a literal game show with an audience of skeletons.
Yeah. And Lydia really has to kind of confront her emotions there and kind of that really bare abyss dark spot. But you were talking about Home being your favorite song. What are kind of some of your favorite songs from the musical? It doesn't have to be yours, but it could be as well.
Yeah, I mean, Home is one of my favorites just because it's kind of for me, just kind of a time to relax a little more. I mean, it is a very emotional song, but I kind of can just take a little breath, which is nice. I love Say My Name. Say My Name is just it's so fun playing off each other, and it's definitely one of my favorites. And obviously Beautiful Sound. That is just you can't beat that.
Yeah. My favorite song to do is the opening, the whole being dead thing. It's like being lit on fire and shot out of a cannon. It's really, really fun. And then my favorite one that I always take like a sneak peek at if I can is Kate and Bella doing No Reason. No Reason I think is such a funny song. And also Will and Brittany doing Maitland's 2.0, like always destroys.
So good.
Yeah.
I also like Ready, Set, Not Yet because especially Beetlejuice already says what's going to happen to them. So them having this conversation and thinking they have all this time.
Oh
yeah. They don't.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah, I love the patter sections in it too, right? Why do you abolish a kid but you don't have a kid? And it's even like the psychotic nature of them trying to justify their own horror, their own banal lives. Anyway, yeah, that one's really fun too.
Yeah,
all the songs are fun.
Yeah,
I like Whole Being Dead Thing Part 2 is the funniest and super fun. But my little goblin cheerleaders, it's every moment.
It's crazy. What is your favorite character other than who you play?
Oh man,
I love Barbara.
Me too.
Yeah,
she's just such a sweet character, and I really love all the songs she sings, and she's genuinely just I don't know, I like the confidence she brings and like her passion. I don't know, she's just like such a fun character, and I love watching Brittany in that role.
Yeah, I was gonna say like how much of that is like Barbara and how much of it is Brittany Coleman being like just such a
Amazing.
incredible performer too. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, um, yeah. I really like, um, oh man, for like I like Adam Maitland is a really really fun role, but I think like if I could play one, it would be Carmine's track. She gets to play the fifth wife of Maxie Dean, and also she plays my mom Juno. I think those like those, and she's so funny in those two roles. And or Delia too. Delia, Kate is so funny. I don't know. I would do a one man version of this just for I guess myself. I would play every character in the show.
See you do
Thank
no
you.
reason, just
by myself. I also like Charles. Charles East has some really funny lines. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's such a good character. Anyway, I don't know.
Yeah, what's crazy about the show, and I see a lot of Broadway shows, is that it's just so good and fun, but also deals with heavy stuff, but in a lighter way, but then eventually they have to confront it. How do you guys get in the mindset to play kind of just such this very morbid show, but also protect yourself that you're just not Lydia and Beetlejuice all day long and just thinking of death and sadness?
I don't know. I think you go first.
Yeah, no.
I
think that like for me it's easier because like this might ruin horror movies for everyone forever, but like if a ghost wants to kill you, don't they just want you to be their friend? Like they want you to be dead so you can come to their party. Like to me, there's nothing morbid about Beetlejuice at all. When he really wants to kill someone, it's because he wants to be with them forever downstairs in the netherworld. Like to me, everything that he does is like joyous and needy and wants others to like admit that they're him deep down inside, I think. So there's nothing really dark about the way that he looks at it. So I don't find it a heavy bag to carry at all.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just kind of recognizing, I mean, there's a really, I'm trying to think how to phrase this. There's a lot of like lighthearted moments in the show. Like, yeah, they talk about a lot of darker subjects, but I think they put it in a more, I guess, positive light. So it's not so, it's not hard to watch. I feel like it's easy to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Without, feeling all sad about it. I mean, I think just like understanding that helps you get through it. And I think in the end, it's a happy ending. It never gets too dark and to the point where everyone is sad.
Yeah,
it always works out, at least in this story.
Yes, for sure. So you guys just started touring with this. Is there something you guys are trying to do like in every city that you're in, or something that you like to do when you have your downtime?
Food. It's like, it's just the greatest part about being on tour in this country. And every state is so different, and they all have such every state is different here, but they all have like such a unique food culture that it's been just like, when we were in Kentucky, I went to like a Greasy Spoon diner almost every single day to get like biscuits and gravy. And then in California, I was getting a bunch of sushi. Like there's just so many, and the Chinese food in San Francisco was out of this world good. Yeah, I've just been going to like eat.
Yeah, I love looking for like local food places around all the places we've been going to.
Belle and I eat so much fried chicken.
We've done this hundreds
together, maybe 200 of times.
Have you guys eaten anywhere here yet that was noteworthy?
I went straight to Buddy's when I got here because I'd had Detroit pizza like 6 years ago when I was here, and I was like, I want more of it. So I went straight for an institution. What about you?
I actually haven't yet.
We're going for lunch after
Yeah,
this somewhere. We were asking around to find out where we should go, so we're gonna go.
I went to Trader Joe's. That's pretty much it.
Oh, I want to.
So
There's
far.
this food truck that I want to hype up. I think they're called Golden Burger. I want to look it up on my phone, but we're using that for this right now. There's a food truck. It was the best cheeseburger I've ever had.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you
it's
guys
so
have
good.
to have a coney dog too, of course.
Oh yeah. I'm staying at an Airbnb right around the corner from this Coney dog, and I was like, "What is this place?" And I woke up the next morning and it was like packed. Like, okay, cool.
Yes. Do you guys have any? I know you guys can only take so much on tour. Do you have any tour essentials that you have to have?
I have to have an instrument, so I've got like guitars that I'm touring with.
Ooh.
Yeah, I need that to like unwind. I have to like be playing after a show, or like, yeah, it's a nice little tactile thing to do.
I need my steamer and my humidifier. It's pretty hard on the voice when traveling a bunch of different climates. So I think stuff like that, like to prep for the show, is really important for me.
That's the correct answer. I also need those things, but she's right. I have those too.
Speaking of, Justin, you're saying you kind of wind down with music after the show. Are there any rituals that you guys do before and after the show to kind of get you ready and bring you down?
Yeah, I in my dressing room have like I try to DJ myself into getting ready for the show. So I have to like meet myself where I'm at energy wise that day musically, and then I try to like play songs incrementally by the time I have to go on stage to work my way up to my like pre-show entrance song that I listen to every show.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I do something different every night. I mean, I always get to the theater really early. I'm always the first one there. Just so I can just mentally prepare too. I kind of like to sit in my dressing room and just relax before I start, like start steaming and then like warming up a little bit, but not warming up too much. And then, yeah, I just think a time to just relax in the dressing room and just mentally prepare is what I've been doing, and it's been helping.
Yeah. And as an audience member, is there anything behind the scenes that we wouldn't know, just being, without taking away too much of the magic, but any like crazy behind the scenes stuff?
Our crew backstage during the show to make the show work are like calmly and collectively wind sprinting to make everything work. They have to do crazy quick changes to like the set and to get our video walls in and to like make sure that we have all of the magic tricks set up and to make sure we have all of like the props and the carpentry team that work on the show are the reason that it happens.
Yeah, a lot of the people backstage, they are running back and forth, stage left, stage right. I mean, they're everywhere, and I don't know how they do it.
No.
And there's a lot of like handing off props or getting props from like the wings, and then like there's a bunch of quick changes like in the wing, like barely off stage because they're so quick, and sometimes quick changes will take like 3 people to help you. And
also all of our ensemble members do their own makeup, and they have like 5 different, like every time you see them come on stage in like a totally different look, the downtime in between scenes, they're not like kicking up their feet. They're literally taking off makeup, putting on like Netherworld makeup, dressing up like they do like a Beetlejuice change, the Netherworld change, the Goblin change. There's lawyers. There's like so many different looks that our ensemble has. Yeah. And the whole show, they're not only working their asses off on stage, but like off stage, it's also incredibly challenging for them.
It's a lot. It's not only makeup and the wigs and like pinning in and then changing. There's so much different things that they deal with. It's crazy.
Yeah, what I love about the show and the set design is I feel like it's like kind of the current trend that a lot of times it's usually just a screen for a lot of musicals now, and don't really have that like level of set design. But you guys change things so quickly, even especially when Beetlejuice like lives in the house now, that it's very detailed and insane, like how much set design actually goes on within the show. Yeah,
our set is hand painted. Like our whole creative team is amazing on this. Like Alex Timbers is such a brilliant director, and Katie Davis, who also is our associate, is they're amazing. And they were telling us how much they really, really care about Tim Burton and the original artistic vision he had for all of this. And everybody's so excited to make all those little details really special. And so there's a lot of cool stuff on stage too, that like, I remember one day I went into rehearsals and they wanted to change on Broadway. Alex had like 3D glasses and popcorn for this one scene, and they couldn't do it for this. And I offhandedly was like, well, maybe I'll have like these opera glasses. And then Katie was like, okay. And then 4 days later, I came in and they have these little opera glasses that are real. They work, and they're painted like with the Beetlejuice stripes all over them, like handmade. Somebody made opera glasses for me to use. There's just that care that goes into every little detail for all the stuff that we use. It's like inspiring.
And the way they designed the set for tour, like in comparison to the Broadway, it's really crazy because it looks the same, but they were able to kind of split it apart so it's easier to move things around. And like the crew, it's crazy how fast they can move like that set.
Yeah.
Because the set changes are fast.
Yeah, and there's also like, they're like, there's only certain windows that they can actually go on stage and work and do that stuff too. Yeah. So it's like, it never gets like easier. It's always, you got like 10 seconds to change this room.
Yeah. And even though you kind of recently started the show, like kind of what's one of your biggest takeaways that like you've learned, or like a moment that is like really special to you already?
Like specifically in the show?
Or no, just in general from playing Lydia and Beetlejuice, like what have you been taking away from that kind of has affected you?
That's a good question. I'm trying to think. I don't know.
I feel like this show has had like a long journey of like development. Like the DC version of it was much darker, and the Broadway version was like lighter. And so I think everybody was like not concerned, but there was like a lot of talks when we were starting this tour about like how our audience is going to react to Beetlejuice and the stuff that I say and the way that we play that character. And I think what's been really fun about it for me is seeing like everybody embrace the character, and it's been validating to like every night go to these places that are kind of dark and like comedy wise. And you know, we've been to San Francisco, and we've been to Ohio, like we've been to now we're in Detroit, and we were in like Paducah, and like the audiences that we're getting all across this country seem to be connected to the message that the show is putting out there. And I find that really like uplifting and heartening that people are connecting to, that we're more connected than we think.
Yeah, I guess the support from the audience and just like all the fans really help us get through it, and it makes it so fun. We fuel our energy from the audience, and I feel like every single performance is so special and unique in its own way, and it's been great.
Sure. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for thanks so much for taking the time to talk to me.
You didn't say sure to your own answer.
I thought it was a great answer.
I was like, that's my answer, I guess.
Sure. Submit.
You're out of school. It wasn't an essay. Like, you're good. Well, Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. I hope you enjoy your time in Detroit and the rest of the tour, and a great show tonight, and of course, more to come.
Amazing.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You guys have a good one.
You
Yeah,
too.
thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.